All right, so we are wrapping day one of the Advisor Growth Retreat, and this year's theme is all about organic growth equals enterprise value. This is your first retreat.
Very first one.
What do you think?
It's incredible. The speaker lineup, and I've been to multiple events like this before, and the speaker lineup that we have, the insight that we're getting, it's first class.
Oh.
Nothing like I've never experienced this before, so it's been incredible.
That makes me so happy because this is a labor of love, and I think we all have been to so many industry conferences where you walk out and you're like, did I learn anything? And we always try to make sure that there's a lot of like actionable takeaways from these. If you're going to invest your time for a couple days here in Florida, let's make it worthwhile.
Oh, absolutely. Mostly the thing I love most is learning. We all, as advisors, we do very similar things, like when we work with the clients, but everyone does it differently. Yeah. So you're able to take little pieces here and there and really form your own and create your own process and improve them.
Yeah. So yours is a newly created firm. So talk to us about that. Like, how has it been getting off the ground, and what are you most excited about in the future?
Oh yeah, it's been. So my partner Zach Campbell and I, we moved about a year ago. So we've been RFG on the platform for a year, and our firm, Paramount Financial Planning, it's really built on a hike analogy. We want our clients to be the hero of their own story, but we're here to guide them up the mountain. When you go on a hike, you're kind of standing at the bottom and you're looking at the top and you're like, this is going to be easy, right? I'm here, I'm going to go up there. No elevation changes, no hazards or anything like that. But we're really here to arm them with the correct tools in order to hopefully create their overall success or increase their overall success. So going through that whole planning of the marketing, developing the name, the logo, it's been so rewarding when you hit these different milestones. Isn't
it amazing now, 1 year in hindsight, that you can even imagine not being independent?
Yeah, it's honestly, it's when you look back. And clients ask me, because people don't like change, right? But when you talk about in a positive way, which has been fantastic, they understand. And mostly when we had like our brand event, our launching the name to everyone, and people ask me, well, what regret do you have? And I'm like, honestly, the only one is I wish I'd done it sooner. Like, I wish I would have found RFG sooner. But you have to build up the clients and everything like that before you can make the jump to independence. But it's been no looking back. You're stuck with me. I don't know if I'm going to leave. So yeah, I love it. Yeah, that's on camera too. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Take that one to the bank.
Yep.
One of the, focuses for you is leaning into our Stronger Money and Stronger Money Ambassador program. And this is such an important initiative for all of us. And, it was born out of the data telling us that 80%, the number is like mind-blowing, 80% of women in the event of death and divorce fire their financial advisor within the first 12 months and go and find another one. And when you really process that through and you realize, like, here is a woman like in their most vulnerable part of their life that are feeling forced to leave who should be their most trusted resource and go find and start a new relationship with someone. It's like, oh, we've got to do something about this. Since the Stronger Money was born under the motto of we empower women to live financially fearless, as working with advisors to be Stronger Money ambassadors and really helping women feel welcome into this world of money and through education. So this has become something that you're really excited about. So how does it factor into the business you're building? Why is this important to you?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great question. And, part of my background is my parents got divorced when I was actually in kindergarten. And I was fortunate enough where my mom was a stay-at-home mom. My dad worked, but when they got divorced, I saw her struggle with the emotional side, because it's an emotional time and it's a very turbulent time, but also from the financial side as well. Wondering if we're going to be able to stay in the house or, what's going to happen. What does the future hold for us? And she busted her butt. She got a job working at a local firm in Akron, worked her way up, and she's really one of the most incredible people. Sorry, I'm going to start crying.
I love it. There's always there's always a why.
Yeah, I'm gonna start crying. But that's why. So when I meet people, and I never really realized, when I wanted to be an advisor until I started meeting people like my mom, hearing the same stories, and it's just like, wow, I can be here for them. Right. I want them to be the hero, but I'm the right guide for them just because I kind of live. Exactly. Yep. I lived that experience going through the childhood. So it's been just, meeting those different types of people and everything like that's why I kind of wanted to learn more about the Stronger Money program and be able to implement that into practice because, I work with a lot of educators, teachers, firefighters, police officers in the government, and most educators, they're women, predominantly women. And my partner, Zach, works with a lot of realtors, and most of them are also females. So we want to be able to let them know, hey, we're here to be that guide and that rock for you.
I love the hero's journey and how one of the most important parts of that story arc is the guide. And it's, the unsung part, the unsung hero, but it is helping to navigate through those pain points, helping to identify those goals, helping to have clarity, and in a lot of ways to have permission to live the life authentically that you want to live. So how do you incorporate into your client onboarding and your financial planning, that deeper emotional connection? How are you the unsung hero in that?
That's a fantastic question. So when we made the shift to RFG, we wanted to be different than every other financial planner, advisor, talk, rates of returns and goal, but so we're really starting to shift to more human-based, value. We want to uncover what your values are, what drives you, what do you cherish most? It's just well, I want to retire. Well, what's it look like? Oh, I want to golf. Well, why do you want to golf? And really start to drill down to make sure their capital assets align with their values. That way it makes them or helps them, accomplish their goals and really kind of align that emotional connection to the money. And it's what does money do for you? Well, it allows me to be free and to see the grandkids or, whatever they want to accomplish.
Well, I love one of the terms that we often use is the work that financial advisors do is don't just help me die rich, help me live richly. And that's very different.
Right.
And we're kind of in the midst of that in our industry where the data is all showing up that clients are saying, I want my financial advisor to be so much more than my investment guy.
Right.
I want them to help me with healthcare planning and insurance planning and estate planning and tax planning. I want them to be my financial life guide. I want them to help me make these pivot points in my career. Are you finding that to be true with the clients and the prospects that you're working with?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they want that holistic approach, but really it's making sure our personalities line up. I actually had a client ask me during one a beginning meeting, a discovery meeting is what we call it, and they said, "Well, how do you know I'm a right partner for you, or we're the right accountability partner?" I said, "Personalities first and foremost. If I see you call on my cell phone, I want to be excited to pick that up and be like, oh, hey, how are you? What's happening?" Instead of before I made the trans, sometimes I'd have clients look and my adrenaline would spike. I'll start to shake. I'm like, oh, what's happening? Yep, yeah, exactly. So it's been with just being able to be able to share that story and kind of connect that back as well.
Mm-hmm. The younger generation, I have teenagers, would call that your vibing.
Yeah, vibing.
What, just in terms of day one of education, what is one actionable takeaway that you had from today?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest one I'm really excited for Abby to come on, our Chief Growth Officer, because Zach and I, we have a lot of ideas, but it'd be nice to have someone with the experience to say hey, here's what we're thinking, tell us, is this the direction we want to go? Or is this a viable way, or should we pivot and go another way as well? So I plan on sending her an email pretty much today and be like, hey, after your 2 week, hey, put us top of the list if you can, please, because we're excited to grow. And
you guys have a really important niche already identified, working with teachers, working with firefighters, working with retired police officers, working with public sector employees. What I love about that as a as an opportunity set are the hardworking Americans who keep this country safe and keep this country running. And once you develop an expertise and can show up and be, kind of on your game, knowledgeable about what they need, it is some of the most important work that I think financial advisors do. So you guys have world is your oyster in terms of double clicking into that target niche market.
Oh, absolutely. And, we kind of have a saying, we call them public servants, but they dedicate their lives to serve, us, the community.
Right.
But now we're here to dedicate our lives to help serve them. So it's really kind of a nice full circle.
It really is. It's great. Well, love being with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Excited that you're here for your first retreat.
Yeah, thanks so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Awesome.
Yeah.